Hello guys, and this is my first episode on my YouTube channel. Don't forget that you are beautiful and you are loved and you are perfect. Today we're gonna read some Reddit confessions. Okay you guys, time for our first story. Here we go. And I apologize, I might be a little dyslexic and slur my words like an idiot. But I'm trying my best here, okay? I'm trying my best. I pretended I forgot my friend's birthday so I wouldn't have to see her. Now I can't undo it. I have a friend, Maya. We know each other. Already messed up. Delete it. Delete the video. I have a friend, Maya. We've known each other since college. She's one of those people who remembers tiny stuff like your coffee order and the name of your dumb childhood dog. She's always been good to me. I'm the type who loves people but also gets weirdly panicky about plans. This year was rough for me mentally. Not in a dramatic way, just constant low-grade dread. When Maya texted our little group chat the week before her birthday like, hey, let's do a quick dinner on Friday, nothing big, my stomach dropped. I didn't want to go. Not because of her. Not because I hate birthdays. I just didn't want to do the whole thing. Sit there, be on, talk, smile, pretend I'm fine, and drive home exhausted and mad at myself. Oh. So when the day came, I saw... Honestly, I kind of valid. But okay, let's keep reading. So when the day came, I saw the reminder on my phone at 9... This is very specific. 9:03 a.m. And I just stared at it. I could have texted happy birthday in 5 seconds. Instead, I swiped it away. I told myself we'll do it later. Then later came and I still didn't want the follow-up. Are you free tonight? So I did the grossest thing. I acted like I forgot. Even did this little performance in my head like, oh no, I'm so scatterbrained. Maya posted a photo of a cupcake someone brought to at work. And I left it on read. The next day she messaged me, you alive? And I replied with something dumb like, LOL, barely, my week is in chaos, and still didn't say it. 3 days after her birthday, I sent OMG, I'm the worst, happy B-day, with too many exclamation points like that would cover it. She replied, thanks, smiley face, and nothing else. That little smiley face felt like being slapped. Now I keep replaying it, how obvious it was. This is a person who would notice that I didn't say it. Then she probably told herself I was busy. Then she realized I was actively online anyway. I basically made her feel unimportant because I didn't want to be mildly uncomfortable for 2 hours. The stupid part is, I still ended up anxious, just in a slower, uglier way. I've been avoiding her since because if she brings it up, I'll have to admit why. I don't even know what to say. I use your birthday as a shield for my avoidance. I hate that I did it. I hate that I'm still trying to protect myself by staying quiet. I keep thinking I should call and apologize without excuses. But I'm scared she'll laugh like, wow, okay, or worse, be polite and distant forever. Either way, I earned it. I feel like she deserves an explanation. That's really rude. I think you should just send her the post. Tell her the truth. Okay, I just found another birthday one, so I'm gonna read it just because the last one was a birthday one. I don't know. Okay. Birthday, lie to my mom, has followed me for 30 plus years. Here we go. I grew up really poor, and when I was about 5, my mom was visibly upset because she couldn't afford to get cake mix for my birthday cake. All she had were ingredients to make a German chocolate cake. Okay, that sounds really fucking good though. I instantly told her that was my favorite cake ever. It definitely was not. Oh. I hate chocolate and I hate coconut even more. Oh my god, what is wrong with you? I'm sorry, I'm hating. Every year since then, for my birthday, she makes me a German chocolate birthday cake. What even is that? She said chocolate and coconut. That sounds really fucking good. Okay, you're a hater. And it's super excited and it takes all I have to choke down a single slice. Ew. And when she sends it home with me, I toss it right in the trash. She's much older now, and I will never tell her the truth. This is so sad. Edit. I see many of you saying to tell her softly, but she's in her 70s and her health is failing rapidly. She struggles to make anything in the kitchen now due to her health, and it probably, oh my god, probably won't be with us for more than a few years if we're lucky. I would hate to change it all. Honestly, no matter what, I hate it. I will miss her yearly birthday cake when she is gone, but thank you all. Oh my god, that is so sad. Okay, yeah, don't tell her at this point. Do not tell her. She is like, she's too old and you don't want her to be sad before she dies. You don't want her to die with that regret. Don't fucking tell her if you're watching this. Don't fucking tell her. Okay, not another birthday one, but this one's kind of short. Okay. When I was 15, I got high and hallucinated I'm rereading that. When I was 15, I got high and hallucinated a plane crash. When I was 15, I got high enough to hallucinate a plane crash right in front of me. Okay, I just read that twice. He wrote it twice. Okay. It felt completely real. I was screaming, trying to help people, and at one point I was picking up jewelry from the ground. Necklaces, rings, random shiny things. Like my brain decided that was part of helping. There's no questioning that. I fully believed I was there. The whole thing lasted maybe 40 to 60 seconds. At the time, my life was already messy. Problems at home, fights, bullying, years of barely sleeping because I was always anxious. Drugs were an escape. What the hell were you taking? What were you on to hallucinate that you were physically touching things too? The drug was something you inhale. I don't remember the name. Cocaine? Okay. I did it after school with another kid about 10 to 15 minutes and I completely lost touch with reality. What? You did cocaine at 10 to 15? Okay. I totally read that wrong, guys. I apologize. I never told anyone about this. I was embarrassed and honestly scared of what it meant. I'm 22 now. I quit all drugs at 16 and haven't touched anything since. What the fuck did you take? Why are you not telling us? Because I don't want to take that. I'm not telling you guys what it is though. Okay, this one's kind of long, but it looks kind of juicy. So let's read it. I apologize in advance if my post is messy. I wrote this sobbing. That's not good. Okay, because I have to read this out loud and I'm gonna be really confused. Okay. Let's go. A few months ago, my friends and I were talking about our elementary and high school days. We talked about our old classmates, about where they are now in college and how they turned out, what they're doing now, who their significant other is, and how they treated us throughout the time we saw each other. We talked about how indifferent they are towards us and how they made us feel. We talked about how crazy they were for treating us different, treating us poorly, and the way they did when we did nothing to them. Why am I struggling to read? But just exist in our own space. But sometimes I do wonder if we did something more wrong or more bad to make them act that way towards us, that we thought was just a neutral way to act. I admit I was never the nicest kid. I've done some things and said things I'm regretting. And sometimes I wish I could just turn back time, having the knowledge I have now, and make things right, or could have just treated them nicer. I recently found out one of my old elementary classmates is in the same school as my friend from senior year in high school. And the fear struck me again. Maybe they meet and my name gets mentioned and my past gets brought up, and he will tell her how rude I was. Jesus, what did you do? I am not denying what I did as a kid. Just sometimes I can't help but feel ashamed that that's how I acted before. And maybe somehow my regrets and improvement will never matter because that's who I was before. That my old personality will always be tied to me and who I will become. Back when I was a kid, I'd scream, yell, and curse at my friends because that's what I knew. That's what I knew at the time. That's so sad. Did your parents abuse you? That's how I saw it, and that's how I was taught. Now that I know that when you do these things, they'll listen. And one of my friend's moms discovered how I talked to her daughter before they told me how disrespectful it was. And they started to distance themselves until I was left all by myself. And honestly, I think I deserve that after what I did. And I never got to say I'm truly sorry. Started to distance myself from people, and when the pandemic hit, I never gave any effort to connect because I was afraid to say the wrong thing and then I'd hurt somebody. I can't change what I've done. The only thing I can control is now, and hope that those who I've hurt know that I regret what I did, even if I never say it, and wish that you didn't have to go through all that suffering I caused. That's really sad. But what did he mean when he said that was all he knew? Were you abused by your parents? Please beat them up. A lot of these are like bullying confessions, and I don't want to feel bad for a bully, so I'm not going to read these. A lot of these confessions are people stealing money from their grandma. And like gambling. I don't know. I'm not really interested in reading some of those. Okay, this is the grandma one though. I'm gonna read it anyways. This is the one I'm gonna read where he's stealing money from his grandma, okay? I stole 60K INR from my grandmother and need to repay it. What is INR? Hold, please. Okay. International Normalized Radio, a standardized blood test that measures how long it takes for a blood to clot. You stole your grandma's blood test? I stole around 60K RS from my grandmother over a period of 4 to 5 months. By taking her debit card, I went mad with the money. I ate outside almost every day and couldn't stop myself. I have stopped myself now and made it a New Year's resolution to give it back. I'm 16 and have good skill in robotics. How to do... I can't even breathe right now. How do I use it to get the money back to her? I feel haunted every night when I think about it. You're 16 years old and you stole 60K from your grandma? You sick fuck. Okay, people are telling him to get a job. I agree, okay? But also, like, you can't work at McDonald's because you're gonna be working at McDonald's for like 5 years before you can pay her back. You need to get like a salary job. McDonald's manager. You need to be a McDonald's manager. Okay. Wow, people are bullying him in the comments. No more stealing from grandma ones because they're gonna trigger me. Okay. This one's kind of long. Okay, I need to stop telling you guys that and just fucking read. Okay. I turn neighborly passive aggression into a full-time performance art piece. And I have no regrets. I don't know what that means, but let's continue. I have been quietly conducting a campaign of maximum discomfort, minimal crime against the person who lives 2 doors down. Think lesser evil, more theatrical mischief. What the fuck? Phase 1. I became their unsolicited hype person. I left tiny, overly specific compliments in their mailbox. Your shoelaces are very decisive. So they'd awkwardly flex them in the neighborhood chat. Watching someone defend whether their shoelaces are decisive in public was peak enrichment. Already, there might be something wrong with you. And I'm not even halfway through. There's something wrong with you. Get help. Phase 2. Okay, what did this person do? What did your neighbor do to you to piss you off this much? Continuing. Phase 2. I invented a micro-identity for them on purpose. I started referring to them as the sunflower barista whenever I saw them. Now, half the block greets them with a wink. They're baffled and flattered and slightly paranoid. Honestly, chef's kiss. There are 5 phases, by the way. Phase 3. Oh, I late. I'm sorry about that. Phase 3. Passive sabotage, but make it wait. I don't know what that says. I refill their little garden gnome's watering can with glitter. Very glamorous, extremely annoying to clean, and act shocked when they mention their sudden sparkle problem. I do not physically enter their property. Glitter is an aesthetic, not a felony. How are you filling the watering can with glitter if you're not going on their property? Are you using a stick? Are you using a really, really long spoon that goes across the lawn? This can't be real. This isn't real. Phase 4. Social jujitsu. I told their coworker very casually that they're mildly allergic to commitment, and then sat back while their dating app updates read like a weird field study. It's manipulative, petty, and wildly effective, also 0 arrests. Phase 5. I started a paper trail of ridiculous praise. I left an anonymous review on the local bulletin board calling them an unaware champion of single proportion pasta. People believe it now. Strangers bring them pasta. They're baffled and slightly uncomfortable accepting free carbs from neighbors. This was an experiment on how compliments can be weaponized. What? Why would you do this to your neighbor if they did nothing wrong? I've also been delightfully ethical about it. No threats, no property damage, no slander. Just low-level psychological theater. Go to the fucking hospital, bro. I will wave at them from my porch while wearing an elaborate hat I call the apology. They smile like they don't know whether to laugh or file a complaint. That look is delicious. Moral compass? Bent into a decorative S-curve but hanging on the fridge with a magnet. I tell myself I'm creating community, a chaotic, passive-aggressive, slightly horny for drama community, and that counts for something. I feel bad sometimes? A little. What the like when they proudly brought over a jar of homemade pickles and I almost told them the jar matched my curtains. Instead, I ate the pickle and left a note, crisp but conspiratorial, and walked away. If anyone ever asks who's responsible for the neighborhood's new unsolved mystery of why is everyone wearing tiny scarves in July, I will smile, adjust my hat, and say nothing. Not illegal, probably immature, definitely my favorite hobby. Ugh. People are hating. But please, like, learn to knit, make a little craft book, like, leave your neighbor alone because it doesn't sound like they did anything wrong to deserve this psychological torture that you're putting on him. And this is kind of creepy and obsessive, and they should get a restraining order. You know, I'm scared, and I'm scared you're gonna see this. If you see this, like, leave me the fuck alone too, okay? You put that out there first. I'm just reading it, okay? This is probably my last story for the day because that last one fucked me up a little bit. So this is my last one. It's gonna be hopefully some type of palate cleanser so we can leave on a more positive note instead of, yeah, okay. I have been avoiding taking my thyroid meds for at least a week. I have a feeding tube since I was a little baby because I have trouble eating and I'm depressed as well. Okay. So for the past 3 days, I have been expelling all the liquid pills out of my body and will continue to do so until my body can't take it anymore. What the never mind. Maybe I'll delete that one. Let's find a better one. This one doesn't seem as sad and creepy as the last two. Okay. I have lied to my son about manatees for the last 24 years. 24 years ago, my 6-year-old son got me a birthday present. It was a mug with a picture of a manatee on it. He got upset when I wasn't sufficiently thrilled with his gift. Pardon? I assured him that I loved it, saying that manatees are my favorite animal in the whole wide world. Since then, manatee-themed items have been my default gift from him. Manatee shirts, manatee calendars, manatee beer steins, and so much more. 24 years of manatee items displayed proudly in my home. My confession is that manatees are not my favorite animal in the whole wide world. Never have been. I have nothing against them, and they seem like gentle creatures, but they hold no fascination for me. I only said I love manatees to soothe the feelings of my young son over 2 decades ago. Year after year, I rolled with the lie because it was harmless, and I was in too deep to tell him the truth. Now my description has reached its zenith. Next year I'm turning 55 and he's turning 30. For Christmas, my son has booked a trip for the two of us to go to Florida to see manatees. My son is so excited for the trip and telling everyone in our family about it. Even my ex-wife is gushing about my trip to finally see the manatees. Of course, I'm thrilled to spend time and have an adventure with my son. I am grateful for his thoughtfulness and love for this old man. We will have a lovely time together and make great memories. And I will continue the deception about the manatees, which are not my favorite animal in the whole wide world. And then he says, edit, that his favorite animals are dogs. What the fuck? I don't know if you even bother telling him, but maybe his favorite animal's manatee because of you. And he's kind of throwing it onto you with the gifts every single year, which is kind of crazy. Maybe you should tell him another thing that's your favorite thing in the whole wide world so he can then focus on that because he's been focusing on the manatees for so long, and then maybe he'll forget about the manatees because maybe he doesn't know anything about you except for the fact that he thinks that your favorite animal is manatees. Also, this whole time you didn't think to change your favorite animal and say that? Like when things start getting bad, you didn't think to tell him, because people's favorite things change all the time, and be like, oh, manatees aren't my favorite anymore. I'm starting to like dogs because of my pet dog. I don't know, maybe it's a little too late now, or after you see the manatees and you meet the manatees, they will become your favorite animal. Okay, guys, that's it for my very first video on this YouTube channel. Thank you so much for watching. I will have a link in the description where you can send me your confessions for me to read. So I don't have to go on Reddit and find confessions about how everybody stole money from their grandma. Okay, bye!